Hey guys, Debbie Pitts Palmer here, DPP, coming to you live. Thank you so much, Steffi, for inviting me to come over here to chat with you guys about events and a little bit about me. I'll tell you guys right quick. My name is Debbie Pitts Palmer, and I live in Trussville, Alabama. I joined Cincy in December of 2009, so I've been around a long time, almost 14 years. Like, I can't believe that. So when Steffi asked me to come and chat with you guys about events, I'm like, that is my jam. I love events. That's really how I started Cincy. That's why I grew like I did with Cincy, because of events. So I am going to talk to you guys about how I started my events and how things changed over the years. I remember when I started I told my sponsor, like, I don't want to do this business if I am required to do parties, because I don't want to do that. And I found my niche. So sometimes you find your niche, and my niche just so happened to be events. So I want to tell you guys the purpose of events. So the purpose of events is to gain those contacts, book parties, get new team members. Now, the purpose of events is not to make money. I have to say that often, because so many times you work events and you won't make any money. You'll find yourself making less than what you pay for the spot. So if you go in knowing that your events are to gain the contacts, book parties, get new team members, then you'll think differently. You could totally work an event with your kit, with your starter kit. It's so amazing, because now when I started Cincy, guys, that's all I had. My first event that I worked, I had a starter kit. And I may have had one or two other warmers. That's all I had. That's all I was able to afford, to be honest. That's all I had. The first event that I worked, I think there were about 1,000 people there. And presentation is everything. So I didn't know these things because my sponsor was new. We didn't have Facebook groups, because there are groups out here that you can connect with. There are event groups that if you guys are not a part of, you can join those event groups. We didn't have those. We didn't have the training groups. We didn't have a lot of YouTube videos giving us information about how to set up. So we were just kind of out there winging it. So I remember my first event, I sold one mini warmer. It was called a plug-in at that time, and one bar. And that warmer was $15 and the bar was $5. That's all I sold. And I was there for like 7 hours. But we did have a drawing box, and people fill out the drawing slips. And I even got a new team member out of it and booked a party from it. So it wasn't even all bad. And I was looking forward to the next one, because I learned at that time, it is not about the selling. And the other thing is that hi, Andy. The other thing is, I cannot remember what scent I was warming. I think I was warming Beach at the time, because Beach was my first scent that I received before I even joined Cincy. I got this Beach bar wax and the grapevine warmer. That's what brought me into Cincy. So I want to talk to you guys about how to locate these events, because when I started, because I knew that I wanted to get myself out there with events, like, how do I find them? So I actually started using Google search. I would Google events in my area, and of course, those things will pop up. I went to my convention center online to look to see what events they would have listed. I checked with schools. Now schools will let you in. You just have to call and talk to the principals or the secretary, whoever. I have worked so many schools. I would actually go inside the schools and set up in like a teacher's lounge somewhere. And these places are free. So I would set up in these different schools. I probably went to about 8 or 9 different schools to set up. And they will allow it. You just have to call them and find out. There are some churches that will allow you to do that. Churches who are connected with like daycares, you can actually go into these places. These places are free. I was looking for all the free places when I joined Cincy, because I didn't have the money to invest in events. There are craft shows around those craft shows usually run between 25, sometimes they're free, or sometimes they run like $25 to maybe $50, $75. And a lot of these are outdoor events. Then there are social and savings clubs. They have these places where they house events. So you can search for your social and savings clubs, your neighborhood group. In my neighborhood, they're always having something. So I get invited to it because if you have a connection with your Facebook group for your neighborhood, that's another place to be. And if people know that you are a Scentsy consultant, they will invite you. Put it out there, let them know that you work events. Daycares, car dealerships. Okay, there are lots of car dealerships around. So I hit up all the car dealerships around my area. I would actually go there and ask for management to see if they will allow me to talk to the salesmen in there. I would do that. I took my rolling Scentsy bag into these car dealerships to see if they will allow me to talk to the car salesmen. And sometimes they actually had events inside the dealerships when they had special things going on. I would go in there and set up inside the dealerships and take orders. I used to go to hair salons. I used to go to barbershops. These are places that you can go and you don't have to pay. My hairstylist brought me into Scentsy. So I already know people coming in and out of these places. And all you have to do is contact the owners of these salons, offer the owner of the shop something special just by letting you come in there. And a lot of times they'll say yes because they really want something in there to entertain the people while they're waiting. I mean, people sometimes wait for hours at a time getting their hair done. So this is a way to entertain them. You can even take like donuts or cupcakes or something in there. So get them something to do while they're in there, play games. There are spas that you can go to. You can also check with Eventbrite. Yeah, Eventbrite is another search engine type of thing that you can go out there and look for events. Ask friends, ask your friends and family if they know of anything that's going on wherever in the local area where you live. Post on Facebook and ask people that, tell them that you know Scentsy Consultant and you're looking for events local to your area. So go out there and put that out there. So when you work events, always ask other vendors where they're going the next time. I have gotten lots of events from asking other vendors. So, I like to get there early so I can network. Let's see what else I got here. Okay, something that's really important, guys, when you do find an event to book, be careful because there are actually people out there looking for people like us to take money from and they're not legit. I have actually gotten burned by 2 events. The first one was a women's expo that I booked years ago, and it was like $500 and some dollars. I mean, and it was just a one-day event, but they made it sound so attractive because they talked about all the things that they had planned to do to get the word out and all this stuff. Turned out that it was not even an event. I went back and forth with this lady for I don't know how long till she just vanished. She took our money. And it was like maybe 4 of us, and I never got that money back. We never got the money back. So be careful. Do your research behind these people. And then right before COVID in 2019, there was a pet expo. Did the same thing. Fancy website. Put the word out there. They were advertising all over the place that they're having these pet expos. And I think it was like $400 and some dollars. These people took our money too. So be careful, do your search. Now, what I did do with this one, how I called them out, I contacted the venue where they said they were going to have the event. I contacted that place and found out that they never paid the money to secure the place. So when you're finding these events, if you're not certain about them, do the research, find out where they plan on having it, and contact the people who are over that venue to see if they secured it. That's just a FYI to keep you knowing about these people who are not doing the things that they should do. There are also virtual events out here. One of my team members, she's heavily involved in virtual events. So of course, virtual events, you don't need products. All you do is just Be careful with that too, and make sure these people are legit. So they have like time slots where you go in and show your products, and no cash and carry, of course, like that. But you can show things where people can place orders. Now, I have actually worked so many different type of events. I worked pet expos. I worked bridal expos. I worked, my goodness, reptile. I think I booked a reptile. I don't know if I went. I can't remember. I worked, oh my goodness, just various things. But anyway, what I want to say to you about these events, you do not have to get products just geared towards that. For example, if you work in a pet expo, you don't have to go in there and just have pet stuff, because those people are there to buy anything you have. It doesn't have to be pet specific. I've also worked hair expos, okay? So you don't have to go in there thinking that you just need something just for beauticians. Just do it like you normally do. Have whatever you would normally have at these particular events. Because a lot of times I found that when I try to have things geared towards that, they don't even buy that. They buy something totally different. So just make sure you just have whatever you got. And I got to say this, guys, use what you have. I am going to go over a few things with you, other things that I feel that's very important for you to have at your events. You want to make sure this is in preparation for your events. You want to make sure you have labels. You want to make sure you label everything, even your light bulbs. Never allow something to get away from you without a label, because people will have that information to contact you. You need to have some business cards. Make some, these little samples that I pass out. I have business cards, and on my business card, on the flip side of it, I make sure I have a picture of the join kit, because I want to make sure I get their attention of people while I'm out there to let them know that they can start their own Scentsy business. So on the flip side of my business card, it has a join kit. I even take a wavy knife and chop up my little wax and place it inside these little plastic bags. The bags are big, they're small enough to insert my business card. And I have a little piece of wax, because you're passing these out in like large sums. So I'm not trying to give them enough wax to warm. I just want to give them a small piece for them, just for them to smell. And when I hand it out, I'll tell them to take that, stick it in your bag, stick it in your car. It's going to make your car smell good, but it's got your information on it. Get you a QR code. Make sure you have a QR code for your VIP group. Make sure you have a a QR code for your method of payment, like whether it's PayPal, the Square, or what's the other one? Venmo. Have a QR code for that, okay? Have some type of credit card device. I have a little square thing that you can hold in your hand. PayPal has a new one, and it's free. It's called, it used to be PayPal here, but it's called PayPal Zettle or something like that. It's free. I didn't know that it was free until I paid for one, but it's free. I love that. I like to use both. I like to interchange that. Use those when you doing cash and carry. Then you want to, have your catalogs. You want product sheets, showcase brochures. You want to have those. You need you a Scentsy tablecloth, of course. You need to get you some tables, a long table, short table. Electrical cords is very important. You want to have a power strip, multiple power strips. I even have a very long power strip. My long power strip, I use it in place. I used to have a tower for my mini warmers. Now I have this long power strip. I bought it from Lowe's, and it's sturdy enough to sit on your table. I've actually seen some consultants tied with the zip ties on a grid wall, but I have mine set up on my table, and it's so easy to get in and out. So I have learned over time to have the simplest setup, because I'll come back to telling you about those things. Let's see what else. Signs are important. Signs are huge for me. So I have a join sign that I hang in my booth. I ordered it from the Scentsy family store, and I also have these like chalkboard signs everywhere too, all over my table. The little ones that I have little messages on. They're cute little, I have a YouTube channel so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I put it in here to let you guys see the little signs that I have. I even have, I used to have an easel, which I still do. I have an easel. I don't take it to all my events that I can write different notes on there because people will pay attention to that stuff you write on there. I also have little price chips, little round wooden chips that you can write in the price of the warmers on there. So sometimes when you're really busy, you don't have the time to talk to people, so they can look down in the warmers and see how much the warmers cost. They ask like, what is the price of that? Well, with the price chips in there, it'll help you out, especially if you're working an event by yourself. Then I also get these little sticky little, I don't know what you call these little things. They sell them at Walmart. They're little things that you could peel off and stick it on your warmer box so you can write the price on there. They come like in circles or they come a little rectangular. I just use those, peel them off. I forget what you call those things. And I just stick it on the warmer so I can know if I don't take it out the box, I can tell how much it costs. Let's see what else I got. Bags are important. Make sure you go somewhere and get you some bags. They have the little bags at the Dollar Tree, or you can buy from the Scentsy store. So those are good to have. Plastic covers. Now, if you're working an event and you're going to be there overnight, it's good to have covers to cover things, tarp and things like that. If you're working an event outside, you need some coolers. If you're outside, you need a tent. You need some stools to sit down, little folding chairs. Some type of floor mat would be good too. If you're standing long hours, the floor mat is good to stand on. You need a cash register or a cash drawer. That's going to be something you need. You need some E-pens. People walk off with E-pens, so I even have the little washi tape that I attach to my pen and put the flower on it, so people won't walk off with that. Clipboards is needed. Order forms is needed. I know a lot of consultants don't use order forms, but I do. And what I do, I take my order forms and I divide them in two so I can use them multiple times. But the purpose of the order forms, guys, is that you want to make sure you get the customer's information. I always kind of check it or highlight where I want them to fill it out, or sometimes I'll fill it out. I'll put their name and their email and their cell phone number on there. So you want to make sure you get you some order forms. Tape is needed, like that gray tape. If you're needing to tape some cords down, make sure you keep you some tape. So you don't want anybody tripping and falling over some tape, because sometimes I go places and the electrical outlet will be so far away from my table. So it's good to have the tape to tape down your cords so people won't trip and fall over the cords. There's also a little, your catalog. In the Scentsy store, there are these little hard pages. I don't know what you call it. It's a catalog, but it's the hard pages. It's got little circles that you can insert these inside of a binder. So I have those catalog binders with me at my events to keep people from walking off with those. Testers. You want to have a setup there. I like to have a mock setup at my events, like a mock join kit. I have my bag of testers there, a warmer. I'll have some other little flyers there so people can get a feel of what they will get if they join. I actually have a little setup at my spot. If I have enough room, I have an area there where people can sign up, like my sign up spot. If somebody wants to join, I'll shift them over there to the sign up area. I always have a computer with me or my iPad with me at my events, because a lot of times people will join on the spot. So you want to be prepared for that. Then I have shopping buckets. You can actually get those from the Dollar Tree. So as people are shopping with the bars, give them that so they can buy more. An apron is good to have. You wear an apron, you can stick your hand out stuff. I wear an apron sometimes. I put my samples in there, my E-pens and things like that. So as I'm standing there, I can be able to pass some things out to people. Let's see what else I got. So you want to make sure you have join information. You want to have information about parties and fundraisers. That is why you're there. You want to definitely have that out there. Okay, now we've gotten what you need out the way. Let's talk about what you do while you're at your events, okay? In preparation for events, you can actually manage with what you have. You don't have to have a whole lot of stuff. Again, you can actually work an event with your kit. A lot of times people think, well, people won't buy, they won't order. Yes, they will. They will order. Now, if you can totally work an event in a retail establishment like a local mall. You can actually go inside of a mall, but you cannot do cash and carry. I worked lots of events inside malls. I worked lots of events inside stores. But what it gives you a chance to do, you can take one of everything that we have. One of everything. For example, price point, for example. If we have a $50 warmer, $40 warmer, $30 warmer, you can take one at each category price point. And same thing with the diffusers. You can take one of each price point. So you can have a nice little display. And what I like about being able to go in the mall is that you have time to talk to people. You have time to book parties. You don't get a lot of that when you work a lot of events with a lot of stuff, because your focus is to sell things. So you don't get a chance to talk to a lot of people one-on-one when you're having to focus on moving the stuff. But if you have a nice display, you'll have a chance to talk to people one-on-one. I do it often. You get a chance to have all your testers out there, do all your demonstrations. I love doing demonstrations when I'm at my events. You can go live with that. You can put that on Facebook because, again, you're not doing cash and carry. So Scentsy will allow you to go live with a display. A lot of people don't know that, but you can. So it's pretty cool. Now, I think I talked about it briefly about bridal shows. Now, bridal shows are very expensive. Very expensive. But what I like about bridal shows is that they will give you the registry. They will give you the bridal registry. The registry will include the bride's name, address, email, cell phone number, and sometimes it will also allow you to see how much money they're budgeting for their wedding. Now, the times that we have worked bridal expos is good. If you're going to work a bridal expo, you want to have just a demo, you don't want to do any cash and carry there because you're not going to have time. Those brides are rushing through there and they're really rushing through to get all the free stuff. So what we did a theme. So for example, we talked to people about using a fragrance to be their signature scent for whatever they were doing with their brides, whether they were having a gathering for the brides, for the bridal party. We asked them, we even had signage there talking about a signature scent. And we even told them if they were to join Scentsy, they could earn a trip and use it for their honeymoon. So we did things like that to target what we were doing towards what they were doing. For example, partying. We talked about how they could party and earn rewards to give back to their bridal party. We even went to the dollar store and bought these they got some little bridal stuff and groom stuff there. We dressed our room sprays up. So we took the little bride and groom stuff and stuck our room sprays inside there. There's even if you go to Google, you'll see it. A newspaper came and did a story on us. We landed in a newspaper years ago at one of our bridal expos where we had the little room sprays and we had them dressed up like brides and grooms. And we even had all kind of stuff. I think I might still have some pictures of that. But one thing about events like that, you got to be prepared to follow up because it makes no sense to be there if you're not ready to follow up because you can't really talk to them there because it's such a fast-paced event. I'm talking about the bridal shows. But again, the golden part about that is that bridal registry. Okay. Now, back to the mall. What I like about that, because I like going live. So I love going live when we go out there. And generally when I go, I get my team members to go and we take spots. We take slots and we'll, maybe one person may be there for 4 hours and the next person, each one of us have spots. We kind of sell spots. so everybody can have a chance to be there. But I love that you can have the one-on-one, do the demonstrations. I love doing my demonstration. You can warm your wax so people can come over there. You can have your samples to pass out. Something else, guys, whenever I'm at an event, when I pass out samples, I don't just hand my samples out and let them keep it going. I'm going to have a conversation with them as they're holding that sample in their hand. And I'll say, oh, by the way, I have a sample. I would love to share this with you. Have you heard of Scentsy? And I go ahead and go into my spiel like, have you heard of Scentsy? They'll say, yes. Oh, okay, do you have a Scentsy warmer? What's your favorite scent? So I'm talking to them as they're holding my sample. And if they say they haven't heard of Scentsy, oh my gosh, let me tell you about our amazing products that we have. Come on over here, let me show you something. That's what I do. I don't let them keep it moving with my sample. I'm going to have a conversation with them like, would you like a sample? I have something amazing here I would love to share with you. If you're giving somebody something free that's got something in it that they can use, they're going to accept it. Every now and then, they will tell you no. But while you're smiling, it is so hard to say no to a smile. So as I'm handing out something, I'm smiling, and it's going to be inviting. I want to say this to you guys. This is so important. Setup is very important. I didn't learn that until later on into the game because I've tried so many different things to see what works. Guys, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Don't worry about that. It's just a matter of doing things and trying it. Okay, because when I worked my first event, it was kind of expensive, and all of us had nothing but our kit. Well, what we did, if you got a situation where you can jump in together with each other and combine, that's a good idea, but make sure you're doing that right, because when we did it, we didn't do it right. So we did, but we didn't know what we were doing. We were just kind of finding our way, and it's okay to find your way. So I think there were about 10 of us working this event, and all of us had nothing but our kit. So I even have pictures of that. We had like a 10 by 20 booth, and it literally looked empty. We had furniture just to fill in the spaces, and we had a kit on one end. But somebody joined from that event. It's my first home show. But the thing about it is that we were willing to try it. I don't even know if we had stuff to pass out. I don't even know. We were just there having the best time of our life, but it built and it started to grow from there. So you start somewhere, and wherever you start, you build and you grow from there. So we didn't have a system there where we were doing check and balances. We didn't combine things. We would just kind of be on our own. Then that is not the way to do that. That's a whole nother video, guys, if we come back and talk about that. But what I did find is that when I first started working my shows, I used to set up my table like a U. Just imagine what a U shape looks like. A U would look like this. The tables would be in the back, tables on the side. Well, that doesn't work for me. I don't know about some consultants still do that. I don't know how that works for them, but that doesn't work for me. And the reason why I find that it doesn't work for me is because it's hard to get people to come inside. They feel like if they come inside, they feel trapped. They don't want to come in there. They don't want to feel committed to buy something. So I find that having a table on the outside works so much better. So what I do, if I have like a 10 by 10, for example, that's a small booth. I have a 10 by 10. I'm going to put a 4-foot table out front just so I can have walking room on the side. I might have a spin rack on the side, but I want to make sure I have that little table out front. And the little table, guys, need to be popping. When I say popping, you need to have lights on that front table. You need to have a diffuser. You need to have like Stargaze, a warmer that's going to be shining bright lights on the front. Because guess what? It's going to bring people to the table. Every time it draws people to the table. They like the way it looks. Then another thing that's so inviting is your fragrance that you choose. Choose a fragrance that's going to throw. My signature scent is blueberry cheesecake. Let me tell you, it's a story behind the blueberry cheesecake. Let me tell you what that story is all about. When I first worked an event with my upline, I was in a warehouse. All she had was a table set up with a display. She was not doing cash and carry. Well, she may have been doing cash and carry, but it wasn't much. But when I walked inside that warehouse, I could smell the scent all the way to the entrance. I knew that scent was going to be the scent that I use forever, and I'm still using it. I've been using blueberry cheesecake now for 12 years. because I didn't use it the first year because I didn't know. I was using Beach. Beach is another scent that throw, but Beach is not around anymore, but it's in my club because I love it. But blueberry cheesecake is a scent that throw. So whatever scent you choose, make sure it's one that throw. And what I found about the blueberry cheesecake is that it's a scent that everybody like. I don't know, everybody might not like it, but for the most part, my folk like it. Guys like it. Guys tend to like bakery scents. Even the kids, because when I work events, the kids will say, oh, I smell muffins. I've even worked events in buildings, and people will say, I can smell that scent all the way upstairs through the elevators, okay? And when I worked schools where the scent would just go up the steps, okay, that blueberry cheesecake travel. I even use blueberry cheesecake for my samples. I use it for everything because I'm too busy to remember what scent that I put inside of a bag, and I don't have time to label it. So I use the same scent for everything. So everywhere I go, that's what they're getting. So again, guys, make sure you have a table out front because you want to draw people to your table. You want to also have a warmer out there that you can do samples. I mean, not samples, but demonstrations. I love to tell people about how they can't burn themselves with the wax. I love to stick my finger in the wax and hold it up and let them see like, look, I didn't get burned. I love to do that. I do that all the time. I've actually had people to get rid of their old other warmer when I show them how effective this warmer is by sticking my finger in the wax. Okay, so something else you want to do, you want to make sure you have sufficient amount of warmers, bars, light bulbs. Those are things that you know people will want. Let me tell you what else I do, guys, when I know I'm working events. Since he has a clearance section, I take advantage of that. I go to my clearance section and buy things from there. And since he has a sale, I make sure I go get things from the sale section. Because what happens, you may be able to buy a $50 warmer sometimes on these sales for like $20. So that's what I do. And when I do that, I will always go and sell it for more. You can sell it for the original price. I don't always go back to the original price. What I'll do, let's say I bought a $20 warmer and it's valued at $50. Well, I might sell it for $35 or $40. And when I'm talking to people, I'll say that warmer was $50, but you're getting a deal today because today is $35. Sold. Because I brought value to it. When you bring value to something, sold. Just like that. So something else I do when you go to your clearance section like that or buy things from the sale, it allows you to work deals out. So whenever I'm at events, I always offer a free bar with the purchase of a warmer. You guys may not all be able to do that, but how I do this is all using my host rewards and my half off. I give a free bar away when they buy a warmer. It's got to be a $30 or more warmer. That's the only time I give that out. I don't give them a free bar with a mini warmer. And the reason why I don't is because I want them to get the full experience. If they get a mini warmer, it's not going to give them the full experience for the first time. No, if they buy 2 mini warmers, I'll give them a free bar. But I want them to have a better experience with the large warmer because it's going to have a bigger scent throw. That's why I do it that way, because I want my customers to have the best experience when they buy a large warmer. And I find that my sales are better when I offer a deal like that. So when you're buying the warmers, about using your host rewards, your half off, and your clearance, it's going to give you a little bit more wiggle room to work out deals. Now, you can't display the deals, but you can talk about those deals, and people love deals, guys. They do, because I sell out at my events because of the way I present these deals. And I have little price chips on the inside of my warmer so people can look down there and see how much things are. When you're talking to somebody, don't sit down. Always stand up and greet your customers. I've seen people at events sit down and talk to people like, you don't do that. Don't do that. So always stand up and present yourself to your customers as you're talking to them. Don't sit down and talk to them. Let's see. When you conversate with them with confidence. You don't have to know everything, guys. You don't have to know everything. If you're new, don't worry about it. Say, you know what, refer to your catalog, refer to your product guide, bring your product guide with you, bring your catalog with you, use that as your reference point. And you can tell them, like, I'm new at this and I'm learning, but let me look and find that out for you. Let people know I'm going to get that answer for you. I don't know everything, guys. I've been in this business for 13 years. I still don't know everything. So I just tell people what I don't know. But what I do know, I'm going to say it with confidence. So say it with confidence, whatever it is that you're saying. So like if somebody come to you and say, this is what I always do, guys. When somebody come to the booth and they say that they are familiar with Scentsy, I'll say, okay, where did you buy it? Oh, I bought it from the store. That is not Scentsy. That is not Scentsy. But let me show you what Scentsy is. Let me show you a Scentsy warmer. Let me tell you that these warmers have a lifetime warranty. The scent thrower is amazing. I always give my own experience. For example, I'll talk about my warmer that I have at home. I'll say I got a warmer in my kitchen. I can smell it in my kitchen, my family room, my dining room. So just like that. When you give them your own personal experience, they listen. They pay attention. So, and let them know that ours don't heat above the body temperature like those other ones get so hot you cannot touch it. They always agree with me, guys. Every time I say that, they agree. So like I've sold so many people warmers, Scentsy warmers that say they got the other stuff, okay? When I take the time to explain it to them. Let's see. Something else that I do, as you're connecting with people and you're getting them to order something, make sure you're getting their information because you want to follow with them. Have a QR code on your phone. I also have one on a sheet of paper that I have laminated. But every time somebody buys something from me, what I'll do is say, can you pull your telephone out, pull your camera out, because I want you to scan this QR code. Listen to what I just said, guys. I said, pull your phone out, pull your camera out, because I want you to scan this QR code. I did not ask them. I told them. It's a difference. Because if you ask them, if you say, can I add you to my VIP? They're going to say no. Or they may think about it. But if you go right in and say, pull your phone out, I want you to take your camera and scan my QR code because I want to invite you to my VIP group because that's where all the deals are. That's where all the specials, all the happenings and everything's over there. That's how you do that. Same thing when you complete your order form. When you're completing your order forms, like I want to get this information so you can be on top of the deals that we have in the future. You'll know about all the specials and things like that. And what I do after I get that information, I put it in my phone and I'm going to put some notes on the order form about that customer too. Like if that customer loves blueberry cheesecake, they love clean fragrances, write notes on there so they'll know a little bit about, you'll know a little bit about them. And then when I come to the phone, I log in my phone as Scentsy customer and I also log them I'll indicate what event that I met them at. Let's say it was a school event. I'm going to log in my phone, Sandy, Scentsy customer, school event. And then I put down notes like what kind of scents they like. So when I message them, they'll think I remember them, but I really don't. And I put that same information in my project broadcast. If you have project broadcast, I put it in there. So, you know, with the project broadcast, you can even create tags. Like all of my events have tags. So I can remind them when I'm coming the next time to that event, I have tags for all of my events just to let them know when I'm coming. And something else, guys, that's so important is to introduce products to people while they're there. And when they buy something, make sure that they have extra light bulbs. Make sure that they know that when they buy the bars, that they can buy 5, get 1 free. They don't know this. If you tell them, they'll know. Make sure you tell them about those deals. That upselling is everything. Tell them about the cotton cleanups. You know, have one there that you can just give them. I always have bags of cotton cleanups so that I give them a sample and tell them about how to use that. That's pretty amazing. Let me tell you what else I've been doing, guys, for the fragrance flowers. Okay, with the fragrance flowers, I always take it out the box. I have the actual stem out and the oil, and I have a picture behind it. And the picture is laminated. And the picture shows how it looks when the flower is colored. I sell a ton of those flowers like that because I don't always have the room to do anything else, but I have pictures. Pictures are everything, guys. I tell you what else I do. I even have a photo album at my events. Like if you guys earn incentive trips Or if you have team meetings, team get-togethers, or whatever you want to do as I guess coming together, even with your products. If you're taking pictures with your products, put those things in a photo album and have them at your events, because people love those pictures. I mean, when I talk to people about incentive trips, as I talk to them about joining, I'll say, you know, I've been to this place, I've been to that place. Show them the pictures. And you know what, guys? Let's say that you have not earned a trip yet. Grab some pictures of some places that we've been. That's something that we did at the bridal show. We showed pictures of places we've been. And that's what made me think about it. Get you some photo albums. Have those pictures there. Some people even use like an electronic photo album where the pictures just kind of slide at the shows. I'm not that savvy like that, so old school. But I've actually had, I think one of my team members use like an electric album where the pictures just kind of sliding around as you set up there at your event. I think that's pretty cool. And guys, you don't have to have a lot of frou-frou at your booth either. You don't have to have a lot of frou-frou on your table. Our products are really appealing. Less is more. I've actually worked with some people who used to do all the frills, all the extras. And what happens when you do stuff like that, people don't want to join because they feel like it's too much work. They don't think that they can do it. So you want to make your setup be so, you want to have it in such a way that they feel like they can do it too. Now, there have been times that I have worked with my team members with all the extra stuff. And I would always tell people, you don't have to do all this. You can actually work a business with just a starter kit. You don't have to have the extra. But some of my team members like to do extra. But me, I don't do extra. One, I don't have time, and I don't know how to be. And it just, our warmers are beautiful. Our diffusers are beautiful. They get attention by themselves. The only thing I cover electrical cords with flowers just because I don't want the cords to show. That's all I do. Let's see what else I do. I'm trying to see. Drawing slips. Did I say that? Have a box with drawings. Have some drawing slips there with a little box. And this is what I do with my drawing slips, guys. Everybody's a winner. So when I do, I follow. It's a way to follow up. So when I reach out to my people who fill out those drawing slips, I offer them a discount. Because I found that in the future, people just they'll just fill out everything because they think they're going to get something free. So I offer them a discount so that they can get something. They get it at a discount, but at least they get something. That's how I do it. Something else that I think I saw somebody else have, I can't remember who it was. If you have like a sign-up sheet for fundraisers, like somebody may want to, and this is what I've done in the past, I've actually booked fundraisers at my events. So you can actually have a sign-up sheet for anybody interested in fundraisers. And that's a great way to be out there to retrieve those things. And parties too, have a sign-up sheet for parties. Talk about getting the free and half off stuff. People don't like that party word. You may want to say something like, sign up sheet here for earning free and half off or something like that. And also, I got this from somebody else too. Pay attention to people coming to your booth. If they're wearing signs like realtor or car salesman or something like that, you want to approach them and talk to them about, make sure you get their information, get their business cards, so you can talk to them about how you can put packages together for gifts for them. Because realtors are always looking for gifts to hand out to people who buy houses. So look for people like that. And if you're working a small event, give something away to the gift coordinator. I mean, to the event coordinator. Give them a small token. I've done that many times. I might give them like a fragrance flower, you know, a mini warmer or something like that, just to show our appreciation. But remember, guys, events are everything, because since I work large events, I invite my team members to come where they don't have to pay anything, because large events are very expensive. But there's so much value in just being there, getting the contacts. It's huge. I've actually had my team members to join me to get new team members. They have gotten to book parties with me, and they're not paying for anything. They're just there. So there's a lot of value in those contacts. Did you know that people pay a lot of money for cold leads? And cold leads are terrible because calling these people, they'll hang up on you. They don't want to be bothered. But when you're out there face to face, being able to talk to people so they can touch and feel and smell the wax is huge. So events are everything. Being able to get out there to meet people, to talk to them, that is what I love to do. There are lots of videos out there, guys, on YouTube. I have a few videos about how I work my events. There are a lot of other consultants out there too, sharing videos about events. They have all that when I started events. I have really had to make a lot of mistakes and learn along the way. I won't say it's all perfect, but it's so much better than it was before. I mean, it's very effective because I have gotten a lot of new team members at my events. I've had lots of people to join on the spot at my events. The things to look for, let me tell you, and I'll end it after this. I get so excited about this stuff. The key things to look for at your events to know that a person is the perfect candidate for a consultant is when they come to you and they know the sense and they're familiar with the sense, they need to be a consultant. Something like asking people, use your calculator. I like to use my calculator at my events. I pull the calculator out and I ask people, well, how much money do you spend on a month-to-month basis on Scentsy, on fragrances, period? It may not be Scentsy, but ask them, how much do you spend on a month-to-month basis on fragrances? Do the math for them. Because if they spend more than $200 a year, they will be a candidate because that's all they need to do to be active. I did this with one of my consultants. She joined like 2 months ago, and I asked her to do the math. She said she spent in about 4 or 5 months, she spent like $800 in 4 or 5 months. So help them with this. Help them do the math. And when somebody come over there and you can barely get them away from the booth, they are perfect candidate. Write those names down. In my phone, I have an iPhone. So in my notes, I have prospects or potential consultants. So I log all their information in there. And I'll write a little note to myself, what is it about that person that stood out? They may not want to do it right then, but guys, make sure you note that information. Put them somewhere where you can follow up with them. I have had as many as, in one event, we have actually had as many as 13 people to join at an event. I've actually had people to walk to my booth and say, I want to join. And it's all about how you set up. It's all about the scent throw that you have there. It's all about your presentation. It's all about your attitude. It's all about how much fun you're having while you're there. So I love to take pictures. I love to go live. And of course, you can't take pictures and go live when you have a whole lot of stuff there. You can't do that. But if you got one of everything, you can do that. So I hope that this helped to answer a lot of you guys' questions. You can totally follow me on Facebook. I can't take any more friends. I'm sorry about that. I have 8,000 followers and Facebook won't let me accept more friends, but I can have followers. You can follow me on TikTok, YouTube. I'm on all the places. If you guys have any more questions, and let me know, I will list them here. And thank you guys for having me here. Thank you, Steffi, for inviting me. And thank you, Andy. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Have a great evening, guys. Love you guys.